You are probably watching this video because you feel like you do not have enough time to accomplish all the things you want to get done in your life. What if I can show you how you can multiply your time? Too good to be true? Well, watch this video and find out. I believe you're going to find that a stitch in time saves 9. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to share with you in this video about a concept I learned recently, which is the idea of multiplying time. I recently learned about this concept from Rory Vaden. He is an author and a speaker and a productivity master, and he has written the book called Procrastinate on Purpose. I heard Rory share on the Craig Groeschel Leadership Podcast in an excellent episode that I will share a link to down below because I got so much value out of it. But in this episode, Rory talked about this idea of being a multiplier, in contrast to being a leader, which we are all called to do in some way, shape, or form. In effect, he said, if you want to take your leadership to the next level and your effectiveness and productivity to the next level, you need to become not just a leader, you need to become a multiplier. A multiplier of what, you may ask? Well, you already know the answer to that. A multiplier of time. Now, we all have the same 24 hours in a day, but it's the decisions that we make of what to do with those hours that make the difference in the long run. As leaders, we find it so easy to be caught up in the minutiae, in the details, in the nitty-gritty of everyday tasks that we have to get done. We often find ourselves wearing many hats and juggling a lot of plates. Being productive is very important to us. It's one of our top priorities. And hopefully that's one of the reasons why you're watching this video, is that you want to grow yourself in your ability and your capacity to be productive. Well, I want to challenge you today in the same way that Rory challenged me on that podcast to think beyond being a leader, become a multiplier of time. How do you do that? All right, let's chat about that. Like I just mentioned, Rory was talking about the idea that leaders get things done. That's why you've risen to the position that you're in whatever capacity of leadership, whether you're a business owner or an influencer. You've achieved some measure of success because you're a doer. Now, to become a multiplier, you do still need to be a doer, but it's about doing the right things. You want to do the tasks today that are going to save you time in the future. They coined this phrase, your ROTI, your return on time invested. I love that idea because it really forces you to look at what you're doing and help you decide where you can be most effective with your time as you invest it into what you're doing. So, 2 super practical takeaways that you can use to apply this concept to your life. One is, look at the tasks you're doing every day. What of those tasks can you automate? Now, it's going to take some effort to get those automations set correctly, but that's that time investment that we're talking about, because once those things are automated, you are now saving that time in the future every day. The second idea is to delegate. Again, it may seem like a lot of work to take that effort into delegating something that needs to be handled by a human, whether it's a personal assistant, a colleague, or an employee, but consider the return that you will get on your investment of that time in the future and weigh it out. When you begin to look at that return on time invested, you are really able to see what tasks you should be focusing on to become a multiplier of time. A super practical example of this that I'm going to go ahead and pull from the aforementioned podcast is the idea of, say you spend an hour a month paying bills. These are monthly bills, but you take the time to go check out and see what balances are due. You write a check, mail a check, you punch in your credit card information, you make a transfer, and it takes you about an hour per month. Now, you could invest 2 hours of time to sit down, look at all those bills, and set up automatic bill pay. Now, up front, that's twice the amount of time you normally would spend in a month on that task. But after 2 months, over a whole year's time period, you've spent 2 hours to set up that automatic bill pay, And now, once you've broken even on that time investment, you are now going to gain 10 hours back in your whole year. This is a super simplified, broad example, but you could apply this to so many areas of your life. That old quote rings true, "A stitch in time saves 9." Think about that as you're looking at your projects, your to-do list, and this will really help you prioritize what you should be doing, what investments you should be making, so that you can become a multiplier and be more effective and more productive in what you're doing with your projects, tasks, and your goals and your dreams. Alrighty friends, that wraps up today's video. Smash the like button if you've got as much value out of this idea that I did, and be sure to check out that podcast episode. I highly recommend it. Your call to action today is to post in the comments below what is one area that you can make an investment of time in today so that you could reap that time back tomorrow and the next day and the next day. Let me know what those things are. I'd love to hear from you. I hope you have an awesome day. Take care. I will see you in my next video next week.